friends, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back for another video. It is a good day to have a good day, and it has been a hot minute and a half since I've sat down and filmed. But I am sitting down to film a couple of update videos for you guys today because I thought I would take a extended break from YouTube. I don't know what it's going to look like coming back. At some point I would like to bring YouTube back into my content more regularly, but in the space I'm in right now, that's just a bit challenging. So I did want to sit down and update you guys on two different things because I can see what's happening behind the scenes in the most popular videos. And I know that personally, when I've started watching somebody's journey with things, maybe they've tried something, I really want to know maybe longer down the road if they feel like it helped once they got to their goal, their results, whatever it was. So I wanted to update you on Plant Paradox because I know that that's been one of the more common videos that I've seen. Everybody watching the 3-day update, all that jazz. So I'm gonna go through why I did it, if I feel like it helped, what I loved about it, what I still practice, just anything and everything I think is really useful. And yeah, we'll go through it. I'll try to leave like a timeline description in the description box below if you have a certain thing that you want to hear so that you can get on your merry little way and have the best day possible. But yeah, let's get into it. So I did Plant Paradox, I want to say about 4 years ago. I think it was like 2016. And at that time, I was very hesitant. I'd been following a lot of the wellness stuff for a while. I'd been following Plant Paradox for a while. I knew about it. And I honestly, there was like a fear of picking up the book because at the time I was plant-based. I was fully plant-based. I had been plant-based for a couple of years, but I wasn't the most healthy plant-based eater. Like, I had the title, I wasn't consuming meat, I wasn't consuming dairy. I won't call myself vegan because that's a different lifestyle, but I was plant-based. And for me, I thought, oh my gosh, if I can't eat plants, like what the hell am I actually gonna eat at the end of the day if this is what I'm about to read? So when I went through doing Plant Paradox, I was in a space to be open to it. I had gone to the dentist, I had a lot of cavities, I had come off birth control for like the second time, and I will link all of the like really in-depth blog posts about healing hormones and all of that jazz down below because I've done a very long, very in-depth blog post on everything I did to heal my hormones naturally, but that was kind of, sorry, I guess there's hair on my chin. That was why I started the Plant Paradox journey originally, was partially that, and then I feel like there was like the never-ending cycle of wanting to be on a diet, wanting to lose weight, and finding the thing that works for you. And when you first really get into the wellness space, I think at some point eventually you realize that everyone's got a different thing. There's always going to be a new diet, there's always going to be something new, and at the end of the day you just really have to figure out what works for you and how you thrive and how your energy levels work. But Plant Paradox was one of the many things that I tried along the way, particularly with healing my hormones and exploring things and learning new stuff. So I did, I want to say like a temporary portion of it. And what I didn't realize at the beginning of the journey for me was that in healing my hormones and doing everything else, I had a lot to like heal physically. My body had been under a lot of stress. My gut health was awful. There was just a lot happening with my body prior to that that wasn't going to ever be fixed in like a short Plant Paradox window. But there was a lot that Plant Paradox taught me that I think really were different foundational pieces that helped me heal my gut, to be able to clear my skin, to be able to balance my hormones, to be able to get to the place that I wanted to get. But originally, the goal was kind of just to try it, hopefully to balance my hormones, maybe to lose weight at the time because that was a goal, and to kind of go from there. So that was like the original plan, and I had no clue that this was going to take me as long as it did. So what did I like learn and love from it? I feel like lectins, before reading Plant Paradox, I had no idea what a lectin was, that it existed, how it impacted me, that especially as a plant-based eater, or you know, just in general, but specifically somebody who was already struggling to get certain nutrients, that having that increase of lectins was preventing me from absorbing the nutrients that I properly needed. So without that knowledge, I don't think that I would have carried that into healing my gut. And now I am more mindful about, you know, things like making sure that when I eat my cucumber that I'm peeling it and pulling the seeds off. I'm conscious about sprouted things. I'm conscious about just the gargums and the little stuff that I'm intaking. Definitely pasture-raised meat. That was a big thing for me. We went through the whole process of transitioning all of that over. And there was a time, I want to say about 6 months ago, where we were a little more budget conscious, and so we weren't able to really fit pasture-raised meat into our budget. And I just found that for the time that I was eating non-pasture-raised meat, that as I was running, because we are in the middle of COVID and I'm doing outdoor exercise a bit more, as I was running and things of that nature, my body wasn't recovering. I could feel the pain and the inflammation in my hips. So there was just a lot of stuff that I think that once I learned it from Plant Paradox, once I kind of applied it, I saw the difference, but I didn't realize that I saw the difference until a lot later in my journey. So getting that knowledge, learning how to do all of those things, learning how to kind of fix all of that stuff was super, super helpful for me. But I think that most people would agree, if you've done the detox for 3 days, if you've kind of read it and applied it to your life, it can be very challenging to do long term if you aren't somebody who's prepared, if you aren't meal prepping all of your stuff, if you're somebody who's on the go. Slowly but surely, more and more things have kind of come along in that space that make it easier. There are more sprouted nuts and seeds available. It's a lot easier and more affordable to get pasture-raised meat. You can kind of accommodate that. You can get produce delivered to your door. There are ways to kind of carve back the time that I guess you would lose a little bit and needing to do the preparation for things, especially somebody, I live in a small town, so access to Whole Foods is an hour and a half away. Getting a lot of those things can be a bit more challenging for me just because we don't stock them locally. Now, I shop a lot online. I have a full list of where I buy things online. I will link that blog post down below. So living in a small town, I was kind of able to navigate that and figure that out for myself. And because I am also a wellness and lifestyle blogger, it is also something that I do frequently, to go and explore those things and find those things and stay up to date with them. I also find that the West Coast gets a lot of the more wellnessy side of things before we do on the East Coast. It takes a long time for things to trickle over here. So I think that that side of it made it so it was not as appealing for me. But I also think that at the time that I did the detox, at the time that I was going through Plant Paradox, at the time that I was really applying it to my life, I was looking for a quick fix for something that was going to take me several years to do, and I was also doing it by myself. I never had a doctor involved. I was never trying to get somebody else's help. I was just constantly going and learning and trying and doing different things, and there was a lot of just life situations that I couldn't remove that put my body under stress, that put me in the position. I had a lot of healing mentally and physically to do. So I would absolutely go back and do the Plant Paradox detox again. I feel like I learned a lot, and there's still a lot of things that I take into my everyday with that. It's changed a lot of little things for me, just made me more mindful about ingredients, more mindful about how I'm consuming things and how my body is actually processing the nutrients, making sure that, you know, I am keeping those lectins in check, that I'm being mindful about what I'm eating, what I'm consuming, the inflammation, the quality, everything of that. I just feel like for me and for my personal goals at the time, it didn't really align long term. There are a lot of things that were helpful. I've definitely lowered my consumption of ibuprofen, which was a very rare thing for me. It just kind of brought, I guess, to light certain areas that I would need later to really heal my gut, to heal my hormones, to do everything else. But I don't have any like long-term diseases or anything of that nature that I really needed to fix that Plant Paradox and I would align for long-term with. So I wanted to update you guys on that, just because I know that that has been a popular video. So if you have any questions in the description box, let me know, or sorry, in the comments, let me know. I'm happy to answer them. But yeah, we are what, three and a half years out since I did the original detox, and there's still quite a few things that I do that I've taken from it and that are a regular part of my diet that really stemmed from the knowledge that I learned from that. But as far as like eating on the yes and no list regularly, no, I don't follow that. It's a bit more of like a 95% paleo based lifestyle with the 5% occasional grains, maybe some refined sugar, no dairy, no gluten, and yeah, so that is all I have for you guys today. So I love you guys. You matter to me. It is a good day to have a good day, and let me know in the comments below if you have any questions, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.